Hey, you guys. Stuart Penlong, the most targeted citizen up here, having a better day than I am. In this targeted individual lifestyle, it is not fun days for me. I want to tell you guys, and this story is not about patting myself on the back at all, because I don't need accolades for blessing people. Tina and I got out of court yesterday. First time she's ever went to a courtroom with me. I was actually shocked and amazed, but she did. One of the Acorn people, you know, Acorn got shut down a couple years ago for, it's a Democrat ran operation. Anyway, they sit outside. A black girl sits inside the courthouse, and she says, "Let me sign you up to vote." I can only imagine what she's doing with all those registrations for voting. I know what they're doing, and you probably know, and they're going to do it again. So while we're in there, this African-American person, very short, I don't know if it was a male or a female. Tina seems to think it was a female. I couldn't tell. Pretty old, maybe 60, 65. Pretty, looked like rode hard, never put up person. Was like, "Hey, I need a ride." And I'm always looking for the opportunity to bless somebody, because God blesses me, so I always look for that opportunity. I was like, "Sure, where you need to go." This person has a piece of paper, and it says 3 words. It says 321, which is a highway near me that I'm on right now. Millard Road, Millard, Millard Road, and Startown. Startown is an area in Conover. It said Conover as well. Conover, Startown, Millard Road. So I was like, well, I don't know where Millard Road is, but I know where Startown is, and I know where 321 is, I know where Conover is. Let's do it. I'll take you where you need to go. As soon as this person gets in my car, "Oh, I'm coming from New York to see my family." I said, "Really? How'd you get from New York all the way down here?" "Oh, well, some Christian people gave me a plane ticket, and they paid my way all the way here." I'm like, "Wow, that was nice of them." So after this person gets there telling me that they were blessed by Christian folk, "I really am hungry. Can you feed me?" It's early. I don't like eating out. It costs money. I don't like spending money. Oh my gosh, if I was as frugal as I am now, back when I was making ungodly amounts of money, I'd be able to save those millions of dollars I made. So we take off trying to find this Millard's Road. We Google it, put it in the Google, and Google said, "Well, you might find it over here. Go over here." So we get them in our truck or in the car and go that way. Come up on Burger King. I was like, "Okay." I said, "Well, I'll get you a burger at Burger King. No big deal." So we go to the Burger World, get in line, and get 3 Whoppers, and I go to buy 3 drinks, and I only get water. That's all I drink's water. So this person's in the back seat. It's like, "Oh, I want soda." I said, "What?" I'm sitting there trying to order. "Oh, I want a soda." And I'm like, "What?" "Oh, I want a soda. I don't want water. I want a soda." And I'm thinking to myself, what? I'm trying to help you out. I'm giving you a ride. I'm buying you food. You're going to demand? I don't even drink soda. And that's what I said. I said, "Listen, I don't even drink soda." I said, "If I ain't going to buy soda and drink it, I ain't going to get you one either." I was being polite about it. But this person was so unappreciative because I wouldn't buy a soda. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I'm in backwards world here? So I went ahead and we turned around Millard. We just took Millard Road out of the Google. I said, "Listen, I'm going to take you to Startown. And Startown, Conover, I'm going to get you 2 out of 3 instead of 3 out of 3. So I went to take them off, and it was like, it was almost as if this person, I don't want to say expected me to bless them, but it felt like entitlement, like somebody owed this person that. And I don't want God to take away my, because I'm not complaining that I bless somebody, so don't think that. But if anybody's ever, and rarely does anybody has anybody ever helped me out, rarely. But when they did, I felt so guilty for taking it, and I was so thankful and expressed my, can I do something to pay you back? Is there anything I can do because you were so good to me? That's me. That's just how I was. Gratitude. None of that out of this person. So needless to say, we were a little stunned because I wanted a soda pop. I wanted a soft drink. That's what I wanted. So that ended that day. Well, that ended that experience once I dropped that person off and, wish them God bless you. And I said a little prayer as I drove off. Fast forward to, yesterday afternoon, my buddy called, or his dad needed to pull a transmission out of his truck. And transmissions suck, especially when you're laying on concrete. You're lucky if you've got concrete to lay on, but I go over there and helped him on that last night till 8 o'clock. So from like 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, pulling the transmission out. That wasn't any fun, but it is what it is. It's work. And I work. So that was my goal, to work. So I got that done. Come home last night. I get up this morning, I'm laying around. I'm having a hard time getting motivated. They really hit me hard with frequencies today. I was watching a lot of information. If you don't know Richard Lighthouse, he's former NASA. I think NASA, CIA. He's got a list of accomplishments longer than my arm. Richard Lighthouse, and he knows all about targeted individuals and what we go through. He knows all the weapons. He knows everything about targeted individuals. So if you need any more information, look up Richard Lighthouse. So I'm sitting there watching that, and as I'm watching that, I'm scrolling through Facebook Marketplace to see if there's anything I can make a quick buck on. So when I help my buddy at his small engine repair shop, we're always working on scooters and mopeds and lawnmowers and stuff. So if I can find something I can flip and make a buck on, that's what I'm going to do. So I find this scooter on there. The boy wants $200 for it. It's one of the ones that looks like a rice rocket, looks like a crotch rocket. So I'm like, $200. I can, because right now they're not importing very many of them right now. They all come from China. There are not many being imported. So I'm like, hey, dude, I can sell that thing, put a little work into it. I can sell it for $1,000. If I can make an $800 profit on something, I'm going to do it. So I text the boys like, hey, what's up? What's the deal on it? He said, oh, yeah, it's fine. I said, well, what's wrong with it? And he said, oh, it just has low compression and no tidal. I said, well, tidal ain't no problem. I said, and if it's just low compression, that ain't no big deal, because you put a crank in them little motors for like $60. I mean, they're the little things are almost bulletproof. It's just it's operator error that happens the most with these little scooters. But they're so easy. Literally, you can break the whole motor down completely, everything, tear it into a million pieces, and put it back together in about an hour's time. So I told him, I said, listen, you take $150 for it. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So he gives me an address. It's Stanley, North Carolina. I just got home from there. 50 minutes one way. So I get on the truck, I get my ramp out, I get everything I need to haul butt down there. So that's what I do. I haul butt down there. I pull up, and there's this little blonde-headed tattooed kid. I'm assuming he's 18 years old. He's got tattoos. And not tattoos as in jailhouse tattoos, like he probably sit there and doesn't do himself. He's sitting there cutting apart a dryer. A broken dryer he's cutting apart with a grinder. When all he had to do was pop the top off and take 6 screws out and have it in pieces. But he's cutting it apart. I'm like, uh-oh, there's problems here. Pull up in front of the driveway, distance away from the moped. That way we can just load it up if I buy it. So he's sitting there, I'm waiting on him. I'm looking at the bike, and this is something he's dug out of the trash. Pieces missing, wires that long that are wired together, just twist wire together. And all this is nothing that I can't fix. It's just a point of, where's your profit ratio going to be by the time you get it fixed? So he comes over there, and I'm like, hey, dude, I said, I thought you said it just had low compression. Oh, it'll run. So I take the kicker and try to kick it over, and it ain't moving. The spring probably just broke. He said, I got a starter. I can put a starter in it. It didn't even have a starter in it. So he goes down and he's got two other motors sitting over. He pulls the starter off one, brings it up there, and goes to put the starter on. And I pull the dipstick out, and there's no oil in it. I said, man, there's no oil. Oh, it'll be fine just so you can see it turn over. I said, what do you mean just to see it turning over? I said, you said it's got low compression, but they will still run with low compression. They don't need but like 60 to 80 pounds of compression for them to crank. I mean, there's nothing to it. So he's sitting there trying to hold the starter in this thing without the bolts and trying to run a jumper cables from a car to it just to get it to bump. And it's just ring, ring, ring. And I was like, dude, I said, all you had to do was just tell me the truth about what it was. And I said, we could have worked something out. And then this little kid had the nerve, and I'm not a big man, but right now I'm sitting about 205, and I'm stronger now than I've been in my life. Now, I'm not as in good a shape as I used to be, because naturally, when you're getting hit with directed energy every day, it's hard to stay healthy. But he looks at me, and he's about 3 feet away from me, and he said, well, if you're not going to buy it, don't waste my time. Wow, that flew all over me. And I'm going to tell you, if he'd have been about an inch closer, I'd have snatched him out of his blue jeans. I said, what did you say? I said, I drove 50 minutes to come here to put money in your hand to take something home for me to make money on, and you want to pop off? And he finally sees that, this might not be the person I need to be popping on. I'm sure he's cuss his mom out on a daily basis, but I'm not going, no. I said, what are you talking, waste your time an hour? I said, all you had to do was tell me what it needed. Tell me it's in a million pieces. Give me the option to drive down there or not. I said, because I could fix all this. But when you're going to be dishonest with me like that, that ain't cool. And he's like, well, we can put it together right here. And I'm like, what? What? $150 for something that's going to take $500 to put together? I mean, a crank ain't but $60 to $80. You do the crank, you got to do the heads, you got to do the big cylinder kit. I mean, you could get money. I mean, to put a 100 cubic inch kit on one of those little bikes is $300. So you can get a lot of money, which is, it's not a lot unless you're poor, and I'm poor, but popped off on me and said that. Oh my God. And I had to ask the Lord to forgive me, because I'm down there, all the way down the road, they're in my head. They're making sounds happen. They're making me feel like my truck's going slower than it is. They keep hitting me with sounds in my head. Oh, your truck's going to blow up. Your truck's going to break. We're too far away from home. Ain't nobody going to save you. We're too far away. We're going to pay a record bill. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Just had me in a panic attack. I'm down there praying in tongues the whole way down there. Praying in tongues the whole way down here. Turning my Christian music up. Singing, just praying to Jesus the whole way down. Because they got me in full-blown panic. And then by the time I finally cooled off, I walk into that crap. And I did not show myself very well. I just about snatched him up, and I thank God that I had the self-control not to take 2 more steps, because when people say, I saw the Bigfoot cross the road in 1 step and it was over, that was exactly what I was. I was 2 steps away. What's that song? Give me 2 steps, give me 2 step, mister, give me 2 steps toward the door. Yeah. His mom hears me. And she comes out the door, what's going on? And by this time, I'm walking up the driveway to get away, because I'm now scared myself. I left my 44 in the car. I always got my 22 on me. I left my 44 in the car, so I didn't, just in case. So his mom comes, I said, what's going on? I said, ma'am, I don't know what's going on here. I said, but I seem to think that this man right here's got a serious drug problem, because methamphetamines has very specific traits, and it was all over this kid. I said, but if he's got a drug problem, I said, you need to handle it, because when he invites people that he don't know to your house and pulls the crap he did on me today, I said, it puts your life in danger. I said, so I apologize. I am so sorry for showing my rear end in your front yard, because I did. I got loud. It's what makes me so mad about the internet. Is I'm one of the most polite people you'll ever see, and I have a lot of patience. But for these people on the internet that have nothing to do at all except to mock and pick on people, and then act like, look at me, I'm the arbiter of all things truth. Ha ha, they're all stupid and crazy, and ha 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 ha. They have no idea. I'm guessing the turd gorilla, I'm guessing he's in his early 30s, maybe. I'm sure probably most definitely single, probably still questioning his gender. There's probably a lot of mental health issues with him. But, and I'm sure the biggest problem is an ass whooping can do a lot of good for your mental health. Now, listen to me now. You give a person a butt whooping, and you do it right, every single time that they do that same dumb stuff that caused them to get their head cracked, they'll think about it. It will register, oh my God, I remember the last time that I did this? I maybe shouldn't be doing that. It's called tough love. These people have never had, these trolls on the internet, they've never had consequences like somebody on top of them beating the snot out of them. They've never had that before. Now they'll say, oh, that's because I'm tough. No, 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 no. Sometimes the best thing to turn somebody's character around is to put blood in their mouth. That little kid didn't need that from me because it wouldn't be any sport in it. There's no sport in it. But I'm going to do him like I do Turd Grill. I'm going to pray for him. I asked the Lord already forgive me for losing my cool. And I asked his mother to forgive me. So I'm good on that front. A little long in the tooth here at 16 minutes. But let me tell you this much. My cat showered me with love and affection this morning. He's starting to come around. He's not eating. He's still not eating well. But his eyes are lightened up. He's not as lethargic. He just loved all over me this morning for an hour, 2 hours straight. Just comes in my chair and does. I mean, he just sits there and puts his head against my head and puts his cheek against my cheek and just hugs me. A cat that hugs me around the neck. So that takes a lot off my mind because that cat means the world to me. I left a review at the doctor's office online, and they text back on my Google review. Well, if you want to talk about your experience, please feel free to call us. I'm sitting back and I'm going to get my words together here before I make that call. It's a good chance that I will go over there to that clinic. Because if I would have left it up to that doctor at that clinic, I would have given him, if I'd have done what he wanted me to, I would have given him $900. He'd have ran a leukemia test on my cat, and then he would have killed my cat, because that's what he wanted to do. He told me that when I left his office, I needed to arrange to put my cat down as soon as possible. For the hugs I got this morning, that's worth 10 more years of his life to me. That's worth an eternity to me. Doctors in our society are just about as bad as the lawyers are. Because they know the truth. And they still refuse to say it. They still refuse to speak it. Just like the ones that, like that Dr. Todd Grande, or Grand, or whatever his name is, the internet psychologist, that gets on there talking about targeted individuals just have schizoaffective disorder. They have victim mentalities where they're always victims. They imagine all the stuff going on to him. He's never had blood in his mouth either. Yeah. It wouldn't take but about 10 minutes hanging out with me for somebody to say, you're really targeted, aren't you? Yeah, I am. Anyway, thanks for the prayers. Thanks for praying for my cat, because it made a difference. After I posted for him to have prayer, he turned around the next morning. So prayer works. Prayer works. I'm Stuart Pidlon, the most targeted citizen. God bless. Have a wonderful day.